Hello, mic check. Okay, so we are creating two instances on AWS at Mumbai and Singapore locations, and we are installing it. Okay, so why we are doing this? We are doing this to simulate two machines which are working with their local repositories and pushing their code with the central repository on GitHub, and we are pulling it from there as well. Okay, so let's go on and start creating EC2 instances. So first step is to select EC2 from AWS console. So let me go over there. So here we have to click instances running, and we have to launch instances. Here we have to choose Amazon Linux to AMI image. So this is a Linux based operating system image which will be created as an instance. So now I'm choosing the general purpose free tier version, which is 2.micro, as you can see. And then I'm going to the next configuration detail. So here, yeah, everything is default. We are having the number of instances one only, and after that in add storage everything is default. And then in add tags, I'm going to create a tag called like Mumbai Git. So this is just a tag for our reference. So this tag is for the instance, not like regarding anything. This is not related to Git. This is just related to the instance. Now I'm going to the next configuration security group. Here I'm going to add, I'm going to say keep the SSH settings by default. Now I'm going to create HTTP. So using the add rule button over here. So in here I'm choosing HTTP. Over here, okay, and that TCP protocol is same. Everything else is same. So after that I'm going to review and launch. So all the settings are done. So I'm going to launch over here, and here I'm going to create a new key pair. I'm going to create a new key pair. Okay, and I'm going to name this key pair as Mumbai key pair. So this is a private key pair so that others cannot use our instance, only we can use. So I'm going to download and keep it safe. Okay, and now I'm going to launch the instance. Okay, now we can go to view instances at the bottom, and the instance is pending. So let's refresh and wait for some time. Okay, now the instance is running and ready. So if I click this checkbox, we can see the description, all the details, and as you can see, that's a public IPv4 address. This is the IP address. So we are going to copy it for reference so that we can log into this EC2 instance using our PuTTY, this one. Okay, so now the copy and selecting the description and copying the IP address is done. Now I'm going to the PuTTY key generator. So if we open PuTTY by default, it will ask us to go to the key generator. I am going to choose the private key, so which is what we downloaded while finishing up and launching the EC2 instance. So here, as you can see, if we click the load option, we can choose the private key. Now I'm going to the downloads. Just a second. Okay, now I'm unable to locate the file that I downloaded because here, as you can see, the extension is chosen as ppk, so we have to change it to all files. So that's done. This is visible now. As you can see, Mumbai key pair. This is the private key that we have downloaded. So we are opening it, and it is successfully imported, so we'll keep okay. Now what we have to do, okay, now we have to click generate. So once we are going to generate this, we will get a exe file. Through that open the we can open the EC2 instance actually from our laptop, and we can start working on the EC2 instance created at Mumbai location. So just a second. Okay, now I'm going to open the key generator again. Okay, so same steps, let's load it first. We'll select all files and we'll load the Mumbai key pair that we have generated and click OK. Now we have to save the uh, now we have to save the private key. To save this private key so that we can use this to use this when we open PuTTY. So here we have to choose yes, and then we will give the same name that we used before, which was so you can check over here, Mumbai key pair. So I'm going to use the same name so that we can kind of remember it clearly. Now we can go to what we can do, we can open the PuTTY software. So I'm closing this and I'm opening PuTTY software, and here I'm going to first copy the IP address, which is what we can either use this or this. I'm using public DNS and I'm pasting it over here, and after that the port is same and SSH is the same. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to see over here, and so as you can see in the category section, I'm going to connection SSH and auth. I have expanded this, and I'm going to save the private key over here for authentication. So in the downloads, I'm saving this Mumbai key pair ppk file, and then yeah, so and then I'm going to click OK because all of the settings is ready. And we click OK. Now I'll click accept. Now I have logged in, right? So just a second. Okay, now we are going to log in as let's say EC2 user. Okay, now so the public key is automatically imported. So now we have logged in into the Amazon Linux 2 AMI image. Okay, so this is the EC2 instance that we created. So now we are going to start using these following commands. Let's first become the sudo user so that we have root privileges, root user privileges. So now we are sudo user. Now what we'll do, we'll update it using the this. Okay, so it is updated. Now let's install git in this EC2 instance. Okay, space should be there. Yes, now we are downloading it properly. So for this dash y flag we have to give the space, so it is complete. Now we will see check the git, which is the GitHub repository, which is the folder. Okay, now we are checking the git version. So as you can see, we have installed 2.3.2.0. Great. Now I'm going to configure the username and user email as this, and just a second. So getting an error saying global username is an unknown option. Okay, let's check it. Dash global, and okay. Let me check the notes. Okay, so let's see, we have typed the keywords correctly. Git config global username. Okay, let's do that again, but typing it manually. Git config global dot username is Barath. I'm using my okay. Okay, there shouldn't be a dot in between the global and user. You have to use it like this. So let's do that again, and let's remove the dot in between global and user. Yes, now it is set up. Now what we are going to do, we are going to do the same. Instead, now we are going to set the email. So this is my email ID. So I'm using the default email that I also use in GitHub, so that you can log in. Okay, great. Now let's create a let's create a folder first and change it into a Git repository. So for that I'm using mkdir, which is make directory command in Linux, and after that I'm giving the name for the folder as Mumbai Git. So if I give ls, which will list all the folders, now as I can see, there is the folder created successfully. So I'm changing the directory to that Mumbai Git using cd command. Now I'm inside the Mumbai Git, as you can see over here. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I am going to initialize this as GitHub repository using git init. Okay, it is initialized, as you can see. Now I'm going to create a file using cat command, and I'm going to give the file name as Mumbai1. Okay, so it is creating a file. Let me check it is created or not. Yes, it is created. Now let's see the status of our Git repository. As you can see, as we have created this new file, it is showing it untracked files are there. Now I'm going to git add all this using git add dot. Now I'm going to check the status. So as you can see, now we just have to commit it. That's how it is giving us the messages. So I'm going to git commit, and I'm going to put first commit from EC2 Mumbai Git. So this is a message that we can give for the commit command, so that when it is uploaded to the central server, we can clearly see from where it came. So now I'm checking the status again. Okay, nothing to commit, working on a tree clean. So okay, so now we have committed the files. So from working directory, we staged the files using git add, and now we have added all of these files into the uh, last section. Okay, now we are going to check this get the log and copy this commit id. So this is the commit id. So now I have copied it using the right click in the mouse. Okay, now I'm going to show this using get show. As you can see, all the details are coming up. Whatever I created, the commit add, everything is coming up. Great. Now I'm going to create a GitHub repository using central git as the name. So in my uh, GitHub profile, I'm going to create this central git GitHub repository. Okay, this will be the central repository where we'll be pushing and pulling data from. Okay, now after creating this, I'm going to copy this HTTPS URL so that we can access it. So this is why we created the HTTP port while creating the EC2 instance. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to add that reference as git remote add origin. Okay, we are doing this because we are saving the URL so that when we give the push command, it will go directly over there. Okay, so I'm adding the remote HTTP URL. Now I'm going to push it. So I will give git push u origin. Let me give main because there has been changes in GitHub. Okay, now if I try to push it, so some fail to push some references. So okay, okay, let me check it once again. Okay, so what happened is the current branch name is master. So actually in the GitHub repository it is main. It will be main. So in order to rename it, we can use this command git branch dash capital M and main. So this will change the current branch name to main. So as you can see, now it is main. So now if I try this command again, it will work. So it is asking my username. So I'm typing the username. Now it's asking for password. So I'll pause it for a second. Okay, now I found the issue. The issue is that we cannot use the password and username to log in anymore. They have removed this feature for security reasons. So instead we have to either use tokens or SSH. So I'm going to add this token. So to do that, I'm going to generating a new SSH key and adding it to the SSH agent. As we are doing this in Linux, I'm going to use these commands. So here I'm going to copy it and right click will give me a paste option, and here I'm going to use my email ID so that I can add it to my GitHub account. Okay, now I have so I'm generating this new key. So okay, let me check it. Okay, I haven't typed it correctly. So this is the command, my mistake. So now just we are going to keep the default. So I'm pressing enter, and then as you can see, we have generated the key in this file name. Now we are going to what we are going to do, we are going to check it, the SSH agent is present or not, and we'll get a agent PID, so which means it is working properly. So now what we are going to do, we are going to add this SSH private key to the agent. So identity is added. Now we are going to add this new SSH key to the GitHub account. So this is the settings. As I'm using Windows for GitHub, opening a GitHub, I'm going to follow this steps. Now I'm going to use this command to copy the SSH to this one. So command not form, which means I have to use Linux. Sorry, just a second. So okay, so for this we have to install something called Git. First of all, I'm updating. So okay. So I'm going to install just like how I installed. Okay, I'm going to use yum. Sudo yum install xclip. Okay, no packages available. Just a second. I check if I pressed it correctly. Yum install xclip. It's not available. Okay, what we can do is we can see if this is the option. Let's try these commands whether it will work or not. Okay, it's not working. Okay. So to see whether what is there in this file, we can do one thing. We can cat the file, and this is the content. So let me try to copy this. So using cat command, I've actually displayed it. So after selecting and right click, it is actually copied. Now I'm going to the settings tab and the SSH GPG keys, and I'm going to add new key. The title I'm going to put EC2 instance Mumbai, so that uh, go to this. Okay, so here as you can see, I already have done this part for my laptops. So I'm going to put EC2 instance in Mumbai. Yes, this thing, and I'm going to paste it. Okay, now it's pasted. Now I'm going to add the SSH key, and now I'm going to put the password. So I'm going to pass. Okay, now I have used the password and I have added this right now. Okay, so we have added it. So basically what we did was we have used the SSH to generate tokens, all of this stuff, so that we can finally connect it to finally connect it to the remote repository central git. So I'm going to clear it using the clear command, so that is clear now. Okay, now I'm going to push origin main again and check if it is working. Okay, so instead of using all this, what I can do, I can remove origin right as of now. Okay, Okay, so what I can do for SSH, I can use this command. I will try to redo this. Okay, I will try to. Okay, now I remove the remote origin so that I can add the new SSH URL, so that because all of the things that we did to create the SSH key was to use this SSH. Okay, okay, I try to push it. Let me try to use this command. Okay, so okay, basically there's an error. I do have read write options, so let me check it. Okay, so last time I didn't give this yes command, instead of that I pressed enter. So now it is permanently added, and as you can see we have committed successfully. Okay, now if I try to refresh this page, voila. So the first commit from EC2 EC2 Mumbai Git is now committed. So it came around 90 minutes ago. Okay, now so because it is showing 19 minutes ago, because the commit was did committed during 19 minutes ago, but right only now I have pushed it. So based on the timestamp, it corrected itself. So now we have done all of these steps that was required to to set up EC2 instance at Mumbai, and yeah, installing Git and creating Git repositories and all of that. So now we have to change some settings over here as well. Instead of HTTP, we did SSH, and for all of the SSH commands I'll be updating it over here, and I will be doing it again for Singapore region. Okay, now we are all set up. I'm going to I have exited from the previous EC2 instance. I'm going to create a new instance in Singapore. I'm going to do all of it again, all over again, and this time neatly without any errors. Okay, so just a second.